felt like my family, like many other families involved in the Troubles, had been more or less hidden. Their stories had just been swamped with the many atrocities that happened. So by telling the story of my dad and my dad's atrocity, I feel that I in some way was highlighting the story of all victims in Northern Ireland, all the hidden victims. There was also the added element in my family of racism. My father was from Nigeria, my mum from here, which really means that me and my sisters, we are mixed race. So we lived and grew up in Northern Ireland, but we experienced not only the backlash of being innocent victims, but also the backlash of racism in growing up black in an all-white society. My father was Max Olorunda. He was from Nigeria and came to Northern Ireland to work. He had gotten a job with one of the big 5 accountancy firms where he hoped to take his chartered accountancy qualifications. He had just finished his finals when he was on audit in Ballymena, which is outside of Belfast. He took the train to Ballymena, and on his way home 2 bombers sat opposite him, and the bomb went off prematurely and killed my dad. Really, from what I know of my dad, he was a kind man. He was a man of integrity. He loved his children. He loved his wife. He really was a family man. He had a good sense of humour, but apparently was quite stern, sometimes even a wee bit grumpy. Didn't like to be laughed at, but liked to laugh at other people. Mum is a fantastic lady. She was formerly a nurse before her retirement. She had 3 daughters, of which I am the youngest, and of course she married my dad. One thing that's really special about my mum, given where she grew up, is that she hasn't got a racist or hateful bone in her body. She believes in humanity. She believes that everyone's equal, and I think that was one of the problems that forced itself on her when we were growing up, in that she couldn't understand racism. When she met my dad, she met and married a man that she loved. His colour was not a factor for her. She believed that in having the children, by the time that we had grown up, that things like racism would be a thing of the past. My mum and dad didn't factor in that my father would die, that either of them would die at a young age. As for the future in Northern Ireland, time will tell, I suppose. I think the bulk of people in Northern Ireland want change. We want something new. But we don't know. For me, and I'm sure my family, our main wish would be that the Olorunda story doesn't repeat itself, and that no one else loses their lives at the hands of this country.